Hi everyone, my name is Azara Permatayu, Architecture Program Study Class of 2025 student, and I'm a representative from Unit 5 group. We have presented our presentation about processes, which has 4 subunits. Each name is setting out, purchasing process, recreating process, and the last one is emergency housing. Now let's watch our presentation video.
Good afternoon, we are from group 5. We will presentation the processes. And before we start, I will introduce myself and my partner. My name is Nesha Korani Fauzia, and my partner is Naswa Cahyarani, and the Azahra Permata Ayu. Okay. Next is table of content. The first is setting out, and the grammar is sequencing. The second is recruitment process, and the grammar is present continuous. And the third is purchasing processes, and the grammar is used to. And the last we have emergency housing. And next I will explain by Naswa Cahyarani.
Next is setting out. Setting out is the process of transferring architecture from blueprint to the ground, marking the exact location of a building foundation, walls, and other structural components. The first image is surveying and measuring the site, and the second is making foundation points, and the last one is reviewing architectural plans.
Out procedures. Step 1. Site clearance. Site clearance involves clearing a site of machines and dangerous materials, as well as leveling and preparing the ground for any upcoming building or landscaping projects. Proper site clearance is necessary to ensure the safety of all workers and anybody else who may be present on the property. Step 2. Position the building. The approximate location and orientation of the building should be determined by measuring the required setback as shown on the site plan drawing. The site plan is typically included in a set of architectural drawings. Step 3. Establish base point. Choose one of the building's corners you want to start with. Drive a peg, wooden or steel, into the ground at the angle or corner you've decided to use as your base point. Let's name this point A. If you're using a wooden peg, drive a nail on top of it. When using steel pegs, there is no need for nails. Step 4. Set out the right angle of the building. Tie a building line on the steel peg or nail on the wooden peg and move along the baseline of the building, making a straight line. Measure 3 meters from point A along the straight line. Let's call this point B. Then measure another 4 meters away from the first point, point A, forming a right angle. Let's call this point C. Use the measuring tape to confirm that the distance between point B and C is 5 meters. Note that the straight line from point A to B remains the same. You only shift the other line, point A to C, to form the right angle. Step 5. Establish the 4 corners of the building. Similarly, using 3-4-5 method, establish all the 4 corners and perimeter of the building. Now that the 4 corners of the building has been established, the next thing to do is to set up the profile boards. Step 6. Establish the profile boards. These should be about 1,200 millimeters, 2 feet, away from the already established 4 corners and perimeter of the building. Step 7. Nail points of excavation on the profile cell and mark out spots on the battens for foundation trench excavation. The opposing side should be done in the same way. Tie the building line to the opposing sides of the profile boards and mark the excavation areas on the ground according to the structural drawings. Then excavate the foundation trenches, making sure everything is level.
And next, the grammar is sequencing. Sequencing grammar is used to show the order of event or action in sentence or paragraph. It helps the reader understand what happened first, next, and last. Sentence example is: first, we check the site. Next, we measure the site. Then, we pat the pens in the ground.
What are sequence words? Sequence words help us understand the order of events. I can use words like first or to start, or next or after that, or last or finally. Do you see a problem here? The snowman is not put together right. What should we do first? First, make a big snowball. Then roll a medium-sized snowball and put it on top of the big one. After that, roll a small snowball and put it on top of the other two. Finally, add a face, 2 arms, a hat, and a scarf. Now your snowman looks great! When you tell how to do something in order, it is easy for your reader to follow along. Yay! Today you learned how to use sequence words to tell the order that something should happen. Great job!
And next is dialogue. I will read the worker part and you guys will read the leader part, okay? Dialogue of sequencing. What do we do first?
First, we check the site and find the reference points.
What's next?
Next, we mark the grid lines on the ground.
And then?
Then, we set up the better board and string line.
What do we do after that?
After that, we check all the measurements again.
And finally?
Finally, we mark the area for excavation.
Next, we'll explain by Zara.
Recruiting process is the systematic procedure of identifying job needs, attracting candidates, evaluating applicants, and selecting the best person for a role and build a strong, skilled workforce that supports company goals. Talent sourcing is for market mapping, database, LinkedIn, online job boards, direct applicants, referrals, and networking. Phone screening and initial meeting, it's for establish strong relationship with candidate, assess candidate role fit. Submit shortlist profiles is for discuss candidate fit with client, arrange client interviews for shortlist candidates, Modern McKinley PREP, prepare candidates for interviews, ensure productive interviews with more time to evaluate skills and fit. Interview feedback, reinforce candidate commitment, address concerns from both parties, offer management support is for liaise with candidate and client to present over, conduct required background checks, support through resignation process and notice period. And the last one is post-placement support is for support to ensure ongoing success for both candidates and clients.
So, what can you expect as you progress through our recruiting process? Well, lots of challenges and hopefully lots of fun too. Our process consists of several phases and it takes a couple of weeks. We've designed it in such a way that by the end of it, we will know each other really well and we'll be confident that you and Bending Spoons are going to be a great match. So, let's walk through the process. First, we'll review the documents that you've submitted to us. That can be your CV and your cover letter, or your GitHub and portfolio, really whatever is requested of you in the application form. If you pass our screening, we're going to invite you to a couple of our tasks. They can be general problem-solving challenges, or they can be tasks specifically related to the role that you applied for. Either way, we're less interested in your experience and your skill set today, and a lot more interested in your potential impact over time. How we try to learn about that is by seeing how you solve a range of new problems. In the next step, your dedicated recruiter is going to reach out and invite you to a first chat. In this interview, they're going to ask you a couple of questions about your passion and your goals, and they'll also be there to answer any questions you have about the process, the role, life at Bending Spoons, and so on. Normally, there is one more interview after this where you work through some live tasks, and if this goes well, you have at least one more chat with a couple of spooners that you haven't met before. This helps us minimize bias and gives us a different perspective. After the interviews, your recruiter is going to gather all the info collected throughout your whole process and share it with our hiring committee. They're the group in charge of final decisions on extending an offer to candidates. So now that you know how our process works, we hope you're excited to give it your best. Thank you and good luck!
Next is present continuous. The present continuous tense is used to talk about actions happening right now around the present time or temporary situations. The formula is, for affirmative is subject plus aim is are plus verb plus object. For the negative it's subject plus aim is are plus not plus verb plus object. For the interrogative is aim is are plus subject plus verb plus object. For the sentence examples is positive. The first one is we are interviewing new candidates today. The second one is the HR team is reviewing the job applications. And the negative first is we are not hiring new staff this week. The second one, the manager is not checking their resumes right now. And the interrogative is are they interviewing applicants now? And is the HR team calling the shortlist candidates?
The present continuous.
When do we use the present continuous? 1.
To describe something happening right now. The teacher is trying to teach the class. Andy is driving to work. Helen and Kate are talking.
She was like, oh my god, I know, it's like so hilarious.
2.
Something we think to be temporary.
John is working from the London office for 6 months.
6 months is a temporary period of time.
Lewis and Juliet are living abroad for the summer.
The summer is another temporary period of time.
Craig is saving money to buy a new house.
Greg is saving money for a temporary period of time.
3.
Something that happens again and again.
Mary is always complaining.
We use the word always to emphasize that the action happens again and again.
Jessica is always working. Annabella is always going on holiday. Cheers.
And for the dialogue, I will read the manager part and you guys will read the HR staff. What are we doing today for the recruitment process?
We are reviewing the applicants' CVs this morning.
Are we contacting any candidates yet?
Yes, we are calling the shortlist candidates right now.
Good. Are they sending their documents?
Yes, some candidates are sending their updated portfolios.
What steps are we planning next?
We are arranging interview schedules for tomorrow.
And are we preparing the interview room?
Yes, the team is setting up the room at the moment.
Now I will explain for purchasing processes. The purchasing process is the series of steps purchasing and organization takes to acquire goods and services for external suppliers. This is purchasing procedure. The step 1 is purchasing requisition, ask for the items or materials needed. And the second tender or quotation, get price offers from different suppliers. And the third is purchase order, choose the supplier and send an order form. And the fourth, receiving and impacting materials, check the goods when they arrive. And the last is checking and passing of bills for payment, approve the bill, and make our payment. Next is the video.
Do you want to turn purchase orders from a basic task into a tool that makes your business smarter and faster?
First, we have to talk about what purchase orders are, why they're vital for your business efficiency. Purchase order, or a PO, is an official document from a buyer to a seller. It lists items to buy, their quantities, and agreed prices. Think of it as a formal shopping list for your business. It also serves as a contract detailing the deal between buyers and sellers. This includes the items, delivery dates, and payment terms. It's a way to make sure both sides understand and agree to the terms. A PO contains the following information: a PO number, buyer and seller details, description of goods or services, quantity and price, delivery date, payment terms. So, why are POs so critical? Well, they're central to the purchasing process. They eliminate misunderstandings and ensure orders are precise. POs help you control your buying process and prepare for future steps. The purchase order process goes like this. Identify business requirements. Generate a purchase request. Get approval. Create a PO. Send PO to vendor. Vendor accepts the PO. Order is fulfilled. Order is paid. Let me give you an example. Alex, a facilities manager, needs to equip a new office. He identifies the required items, like desks and computers, and sends a request to superiors for approval. Once approved, the procurement team may request quotes from several suppliers. After evaluating quotes based on cost, quality, and supplier reliability, they select their preferred vendor and create a purchase order or PO. The PO is then sent to the chosen provider, establishing a formal agreement. The vendor then accepts the PO and eventually ships the items. Upon delivery, Alex receives and inspects the items against the PO. If everything is okay, he proceeds to close the PO. Later, Maria, the finance and accounting manager, receives an invoice from the supplier. She then performs a three-way match among the PO, the received goods, and the supplier's invoice. If they all match, she processes payment and the vendor gets paid. So, why should you manage POs efficiently in your business or decision-making? Effective PO management ensures smooth operations, compliance, and cost efficiency, essential in a complex and demanding business environment.
Next is grammar used to. Used to is structure that refers to past habit, routines, or situations that no longer happen now. In business or purchasing context, it shows how processes or methods have changed over time. And the formula is for the affirmative, subject plus U2 plus base verb and plus object. And the negative is subject plus did not or didn't used to, and base verb and plus object. For interrogative, did plus subject plus used to and plus base verb and plus object. And for sentence example, for positive, one is we used to buy items for one supplier, and two, the team used to check price by phone. And for negative, we didn't use to order online, and two, the company didn't used to keep purchase records. And the interrogative, is one is did you used to play piano, and the two is did he used to work here. Next is the video.
Where's Mum?
I don't know. She called earlier and said she'd call back. She wants to speak to us both.
Did she sound happy or serious?
Happy?
Is she finally going out with your head teacher?
Ha, I'm not sure. But I think they've been seeing each other for a while. He didn't used to wear nice clothes, and recently he's looking quite cool.
I wonder if she'll start travelling less.
Maybe. She used to go away on really long trips, and these days it's maximum a week.
Oh, hi, Mum. Are you in London?
Yes, surprise!
Are you writing about London?
Yes, I am. I'd forgotten how amazing it is, and it's near home.
So, do you have more reasons to stay near home these days?
No. Like what?
Never mind.
I just thought that I'm always abroad, but we've got one of the most interesting cities in the world just an hour from home, and I've never even written about it. So here I am. I haven't been here to visit for years. It's nothing like it used to be. The record shop I always used to visit is now a really cool cafe specialising in bubble tea.
So what else did you used to go to London for?
For fun. For concerts and to buy new clothes. But it didn't used to be as busy as it is now.
Okay guys, next is the dialogue. I will read the stuff A part and you all read stuff B part, okay? Okay. How did we handle purchasing in the past? We used to call every supplier one by one. Really? Did we used to compare price manually? Yes, we used to write the price of America and compare them. That sounds slow. It was. And what about purchase orders? We used to fill them out by hand before we had the system. Wow, things are much easier now. Yes. Now we use software and everyone use software. Next is emergency housing and will explain by Zara.
Emergency housing is temporary accommodation provided to people who lose their homes suddenly or cannot safely stay in their current housing. Facilities offering emergency shelter assistance provide all the necessities, including a safe place to stay, food, water, and other important things. This is the example of emergency housing. The first one is Palestine tents. The second one is Japan tsunami and flood shelter. The last one is New York shelters for domestic violence.
When survivors of domestic violence are in need of emergency housing, finding a safe space for them can be difficult. In rural parts of the state, it can be almost impossible.
Yeah, CBS 17's Judith Ratana is getting some answers for us tonight about what more needs to be done to keep survivors safe.
The Compass Center is Orange County's only domestic violence center. They opened the county's only 3 emergency housing units 2 years ago.
We would love to be able at some point to get more apartments and reach that 6 apartment goal.
Executive Director Christian Adams says the 3 units they have are often full. When hotels are limited like they are during sporting events, it means those seeking a safe space have to look elsewhere in the state.
If they can't be placed here in this county, then that means now you have job loss to consider. So that creates even a deeper economic barrier.
Adams says the cost to operate the units has almost doubled.
Just for us to run those 3, it's cost us around $40,000 a year, but that's not even nowhere near the need that we have. We're constantly turning away residents of Orange County every day.
It's not just an Orange County issue. The National Network to End Domestic Violence surveyed domestic violence programs in the state. In a single day, they found 465 unmet requests for help. 34% of those requests were offer emergency housing. While requests for help and money needed to keep up with those requests are increasing, funding isn't keeping up.
We need our policymakers to be intentional about re-upping the funding for the Victims of Crime Act, which will allow additional funding for capacity.
Funding from the Federal Victims of Crimes Act has decreased over time. Organizations like the Compass Center hope the public can fill the funding gap.
It's not just about helping individuals, it's really about helping your own community.
In Chapel Hill, Judith Ratana, CBS 17.
And the next example is Japan tsunami and flood shelter. In Japanese tsunami and flood shelter, they have main function. The main function is provided emergency protection during tsunamis and flood, and the floods with water flow to avoid the direct impact forces, and ensures occupants remain safe until rescue arrives. And the last is allows easy and fast boarding, including for wheelchair users. And the interior is bench seats equipped with 4.7 safety harnesses, padded protection on shipping, multiple windows for light and visibility, and the last is strong space for water, food, and emergency supplies. And the tragedy or incident in 2000 to 2025, Kamchatka Peninsula earthquake on July 30, 2025, magnitude 8.8 megathrust earthquake struck Kamchatka Krai on the Kamchatka Peninsula, Russia. And the next is we have the eco-living module of Yale University. The eco-living module of Yale University, they have main function. The first is eco-friendly small house, use solar power and collect water, prototype for sustainable housing research, and the last is education and public showcase. And the interior is small, 2,050 square feet space, simple layout with wood and a plain wall, compact kitchen, toilet, and loft bed, and the last is minimalistic interior.
The next example is Western Tents. Invention and first shelter for displaced families, temporary housing in refuge camps, protection from heat and cold, and place to sleep and gather. Interior, basic mats and blankets, medication kits, and water and sanitation items. The tragedy bombing are still happening in some parts of the Gaza Strip in early 2025. Ongoing strikes and ground operation in mid-late 2024. The next example is emergency shelter in Burlington. Main function: temporary housing for individuals experiencing homelessness, protection for weather such as snow, rain, and hail. Rest and focus, emergency shelter compared to permanent construction, and less private space that is safer than sleeping outdoors or in public areas. Interior. Simple bed with a mattress, header for cold climate, and electrical outlets and control panel for basic power needs, and windows, ventilation for airflow and natural light. Tragedy. Burlington's spot-style emergency shelter built with the COVID-19 relief funds housed up to 35 people in small individual units, called climates in Burlington.
Okay, that's a long explanation of our presentation. Does anyone have any question?
I'm Asagina Insani from Group 1. My question is, what is the eco-living module of Yale University for?
Asa, and any question?
Hi, my name is Greg from Group 5. I have a question. Why is sequencing important in communication? Thank you.
And next, any question?
I'm Lisa from Group 3, and I have one question about it. Why is used to useful in storytelling or presentation?
Now I'm gonna answering Kak question. The question is, what is the eco-living module of Yale University for? The Yale eco-living module is a prototype for a self-sufficient off-grid dwelling design to provide decent, affordable housing while minimizing resource use and carbon emissions. Do you agree with me?
Thank you. I answering the Ratu question. The question is, why is sequencing important in communication? It's true? Okay, the answer is sequencing is important because it helps the first is organized in the ideas logically, and to make instructions clear, and the three is tell stories in the correct order, and the last is avoid confusion for the audience. It ensures that the message flows smoothly from one point to the next. Do you agree my answer?
Answer the question. The Lisa question. User 2 is useful because it helps describe change in life, such as habits, lifestyle, environment, and attitudes. It makes stories more meaningful by showing what life was like before and what is it like now. It also helps audience understand the timeline and emotional context behind the story. Do you agree with my answer?